Hi, I'm Rachel Kapner, Creative Wallcoverings and Interiors, New Providence, New Jersey.
So first off, let's just start with all the business.
Sure.
Give me your name and business and how long you've been in. Tell me a little bit about your company.
Absolutely. It's Creative Wallcoverings and Interiors. We also go by CW&I or CW&I. We have a few different aliases that we like to use. My mom started the business over 40 years ago. So we've been in different locations, and now we're at 560 Central Avenue in New Providence. We've been here for about 2 years, and we love our new space. This is our new home, and we plan to stay. I was working with my mom as an apprentice for a few years. Then I became her partner, and then I took over on my own about 15 years ago. So I've been in the business all my life, grew up with it. Obviously, through junior high and high school, and helped out, but really didn't know what I wanted to do in my future career, other than I know I loved textiles, I loved clothing, I loved anything that had to do with color and fashion, and that was my passion. So I really went to school for an all-around arts degree, decided that I wanted to pursue the fashion a little bit more. I ran some clothing stores for U.S. Shoe, and my mother's partners started to leave, so I decided that I would try it. She asked me, and I gave my resignation. The day I walked in, that was it. I knew this was for me. Everything worked out perfectly, and I've been able to grow it from where we were before to where we are now, which is sales of over 3.7 million and growing. Last year we were even higher, so it's on the upswing again. And so I really enjoy it. I have several designers that work for me. We all have a great family, great staff here, and I put a lot of heart and soul into this business.
Tell me about your style and how it's evolved.
Sure. I would say my style originally was more French, a mixture of using antiques and very traditional types of feel, lots of color. But I have definitely transitioned into something where I like to mix antiques with new pieces, clean lines, still using a lot of color. I'm definitely known for my usage of color, my sense of color. And I would say that has really evolved into slightly, I tend to think of myself as someone who can work with all different types of designs, so I don't like to be known as a designer who only does X. I think I can do everything from A to Z, and really enjoy working on all different looks, because it also helps to open my eyes to different designs. It helps me to be sort of motivated or to initiate a new look that I might not have used. But I would say overall it's definitely a transitional feel with very much touches of classic traditional.
Talk to me about the time, the job where it was a little outside my comfort zone, but I really grew, or however that worked out.
I was working with a client who wanted just very, very monochromatic, all creams and whites. I enjoy color personally. I love color. I have color in my office, my home, everywhere I can put color. So it was a little outside my comfort zone, but I really enjoyed learning and bringing out in myself that I can layer in so many different things. It showed me the absence of color actually lends the beauty to the artwork that was in the room. I would say my biggest mentor has been my mother. She started the business and taught me everything that I know. I apprenticed under her for many years and really enjoyed learning the business and applying it to my clients and to my style. Secondly, I would say probably Mario Bawada, which has been in a lot of my bios, because I love his use of pattern, color, mixture of the such, and also just mixing in playfulness along with elegance. There are so many different wall techniques, whether it is wall covering, fabric that's been fabric backed that we can apply to the wall, upholstering the walls. A lot of people also disregard the ceilings. We try and use the ceilings as walls, and we've done a lot through our show houses where I've applied cork wall coverings to the ceiling to almost give it like a glistening look. It really emphasizes that, pops out the molding, and becomes another portion of the whole entire design. Wall coverings can really become a statement, even if they're more of a subtle design as well as a bold floral pattern. It really can start the room. It starts the color. It's most likely going to have some kind of dimension and or pattern. It really will start the layering process. That's the first thing that gets applied, and then of course anything that goes over it, window treatments, artwork, accessories, but that becomes the backdrop for the rest of the room. My design aesthetic has evolved from a very traditional country French feel into very transitional. I enjoy using clean lines, slightly modern effects, but very classic feels. I would say a lot of people know me for color. My eye for color, my color applications, my layering of colors, not necessarily wall coverings. We started the business as wall coverings, but it really has evolved into all facets of interior design. So I would say a lot of people, feedback that I've had from my clients, I am the woman for color. Our firm was asked to be in a show house 5 years ago. There's one every 2 years. That was the first show house locally that we had done, other than house tours. And we won Best in Show. We won the Tulip Award for a nursery that we did. So that was very exciting, being that it was our first time in, and everyone was very upset who had been returning designers and had other rooms throughout the house. Ours was on the 3rd floor, and it just turned out so fantastic, and we won.
Fantastic. And how is that, how do you deal with competition? If somebody is super, ultra competitive and is just like, how does that make you feel? How do you deal with competition from others?
Well, we ran into that in almost all of our show houses. We did a show house where our room was finished first prior to anybody else's, so we were able to have it photographed and put into a magazine. So a lot of jealousy every time I'd walk into the room, prior to the show house opening. Everyone was like, oh, Rachel's room was done first. But that's how we are. I like to get it done. I like to have it done prior to everyone else. I like to have every detail taken care of. And when I come up against that, I really try and say, I have a team behind me that will get me there, that I know we can all work together, and I'm just going to come out ahead.
How is it when you work with a budget?
Budgets are actually very good, because there's a lot of materials and types of furniture that really can look like $1 million that are not the price tag. I would say even over the past 2 years, I've totally seen many vendors come out with secondary lines, groups of furniture, fabric lines that have the same look as a price point that would be much higher. So it actually helps to be able to have a room look like $1 million for really small budget. Many clients like to have the rooms finished down to the very last detail, so it would mean either going to antique stores, picking up things from other vendors, or different accessory stores where I might have a relationship with other places that I can borrow things. But you really want to be able to finish a room down to every last detail. So sometimes I'll be out and I'll see something and I'll just pick it up, because I know my client, if it's made for the right spot, they'll love it. I would consider myself a hands-on designer. I am the type that will deliver furniture at midnight. I can have something flown up on Continental if it's missing and needs to get there. I would do anything, and I do. I am the type of person that would go out at 11:30 at night, try and find a place that was open if I needed to get anything. Go to Home Depot 24 hours a day. I mean, that's just how driven and dedicated that I am, and I know that I want to get it done and right for my client, and that's what's the satisfying part, is knowing that they are happy and that I got it done.